Let's go now to FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell. She joins us from FEMA headquarters in Washington. Administrator, good morning to you. Every minute the sun gets a little higher, you learn a little bit more about the damage. What are you seeing? What are you hearing so far?
Good morning, Tony. Yeah, we are starting to see more damage now that the sun has come up. I've been in touch with my regional administrator who is in Baton Rouge, both last night and this morning. And we're getting reports of significant structural damage across the area, potentially some buildings that have collapsed. And as you just heard, several people that are calling for assistance to help them get out. We're going to have a long road over the next few days as we try to identify where people may be. And people do need to be prepared to stay put for about 72 hours. We're going to get to you. The state and the local first responders are going to get to you as quickly as they can.
And where would you say is the worst damage that you're aware of so far? And we unfortunately have heard that there is one fatality already tied to the storm. Are you getting more information on that front?
We don't really know where the worst damage is going to be, but what I can say is that this was not only just a Category 4 hurricane. As you heard, it stayed a Category 4 for several hours. We're going to learn more about where those damages are, where the most significant damages are as we get out and do assessments today.
One of the big concerns in the aftermath of a storm like this is power being restored. I was down there for a previous hurricane, and it was days before people were able to get back to normal. What is your expectation? What should people down there expect in terms of when power may be back online?
Yeah, there's over 1 million customers right now without power. I think people should be prepared for several weeks before the full power restoration comes on. And we're not going to be able to tell you exactly where it's going to come on first. And so people need to be prepared. It's going to be weeks before we get all of it restored.
Wow, several weeks. That's a long time. Dozens of shelters were set up for people. Those have generators. What are you hearing about shelter capacity? Are people showing up, or is it still too early?
I know there were people in the shelters last night. The American Red Cross, such a great partner of ours. I believe last night some of the numbers that were reported are just over 2,000, but we expect that number to grow as people now see that they can't get back into their homes. We know that there's going to be an increase in the number of people that are seeking some temporary shelter.
The Gulf of Mexico, that whole perimeter on the southern coast, is key to the oil and gas industry in this country. What are you hearing about the security and safety of those workers and also those facilities?
I know that they did put their evacuation and their impact plans in place yesterday. I don't have any information yet on the impacts. Again, I think we're going to start to see what those impacts are as we go through the morning today.
All right, Administrator Criswell, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony.